This is not financial advice. Obviously, clearly, I am not a financial professional. It is for entertainment purposes only. And if you can't stand the heat, then get out of the shed. Shout out to my man Keenan, who is killing it with his channel. So, I've heard this very agreeable saying about stock market investing. Don't buy what you logically think is the most attractive. Buy what you think other investors find the most attractive. With that being said, I'm going to address the most common argument against climate change. Most climate change detractors say if you look at historical data, the Earth has warmed and cooled tens of degrees Celsius. So what's the big deal with the warming trend of the past 100 years, the past century? It is natural, nothing to worry about. And it is indeed 1000% true. The Earth's average temperature has been cooler than what it is now, and it has been warmer than what it is now many, many times over. What is different is the rate of change. And I need to emphasize this again, rate of change. It is crucial to understand how fast that change is happening. Here is an analogy. Going 60 miles an hour is no big deal. I've gone 60 miles an hour in my car countless times in the past. If I go 60 miles an hour today, it would be the most trivial thing ever. And true, going 60 miles an hour will probably likely have no adverse effect. But what if I throw a wrench into that hypothetical and push you to 60 miles an hour, not in 10 seconds, not in 5 seconds, not even in 1 second, or what if I strap you to an accelerator and increase your speed to 60 miles an hour in 0.1 second? Most of you would pass out and some of you would perish. I mean, most of you would pass out. Some of you just perish, literally die. Our fragile bodies are not designed to take that kind of punishment. Your organs, your heart, your lungs, your liver would get crushed against the back of your body. Here's another one. Eating 1 pound of carne asada, not a big challenge for most people. Heck, most meat lovers would consider that a reward. And I would completely agree if you had 10 minutes or even 5 minutes to gradually savor and eat 16 ounces of meat. But what if you had to wolf down the whole pound of carne in 1 second? 1/1000, time's up. You would choke and die, right? So you see, in addition to the displacement, the rate of displacement is very important. And in some cases with speed, the rate of change of displacement matters a great deal. So now let's return to the Earth's temperature increase. No one, absolutely no one, is denying Earth's temperature has been increasing over the past century. That's not even debated. There's absolutely airtight, complete consensus on that fact. The controversy is, one, is it man-made? And two, is it even a concern? And the answer to both of those questions is extremely likely and most likely. Hundreds of thousands of years ago, it took 5,000 years for Earth to warm 5 degrees Celsius. Since the Industrial Revolution, it took 100 years to go up 1 degree Celsius. And the projection is it will go up a catastrophic, calamitous, disastrous, apocalyptic 5 degrees in the next 100 years. So what used to take 5,000 years is now getting condensed into a mere 200 years. Remember the analogy about swallowing 1 pound of meat in 1 second or accelerating to 60 miles an hour in 0.1 second? If you do something quickly enough, it will not have pleasant consequences. So heating up the Earth 5 degrees in 200 years, when naturally it should take 5,000 years, is not going to be delightful at the very least. And a quick trivia question: what is the best way to fight or halt this temperature change? I'll give you a few seconds. Well, the answer is EV adoption. And investors are seeing that. Governments are seeing that. Even car manufacturers, legacy car manufacturers, are getting the picture. In 5 years, there will be places that won't allow gas cars to enter. State national parks, small towns, for instance. It's already happening in certain places in Europe. If you are not in an electric car, you are denied entry. And they should rightfully deny entry because they don't want your dirty gas guzzlers polluting their precious place of residence and making them sick. That is why if you purchase today a 25K Camry, in 5 years, it won't be able to sell for 2K. No one will want it. But if you pick up a 40K Tesla Model 3 in 5 years, you can still expect to sell it for 35K. The undeniable biggest threat to humanity is temperature change in a short amount of time. It is not perceived social injustice, not pandemic, not income inequality. It is climate change. The best way to fight it is with EVs. Most young people believe this is true, and it is true. That is why anything related to EVs, Tesla, Blink, SBE, NIO, Solo, FUV, XPeng, Li Auto have been killing it and will continue to dominate markets for the foreseeable future. Disclaimer, this is not financial advice. It is for entertainment purposes only.